Okay, so let's start today's session. And today, as I told you, we'll discuss the dynamic routing. Okay, so for dynamic routing, again, first we need to understand different concepts. How dynamic routing works, what kind of things we need to keep in mind for dynamic routing, and then we'll do practical. Like in the static routing, what I told you, if anyone remember key point, for static routing, we require destination network, destination subnet mask, and next stop IP or exit interface, right? Without this, static routing not possible. So this you can say requirement of static routing or static routing depend on this point. Same way, we'll discuss some point for dynamic routing. What things they are going to check, what things compulsory dependency, and how it will works. Any confusion in simple logic of these 3 points? Without this routing not possible, right? For static, that same logic I want to explain. To understand the word dynamic routing, what you need to remember, it's not a fully automatic. Otherwise, topic name will be automatic routing, not the dynamic routing. Okay. So here also what? We need to configure something first, then automatic. That's why it is dynamic. Okay. So for this point, few things you need to understand. First is AD value, which you already know. Second thing, you require metric. And one more thing, before that also, you already know, that is prefix length. These 3 points is important to understand dynamic route. Okay. So understand prefix length means what? The another word for subnet mask. But here we are not using 255, 255 like that way, but we are only checking the bit, number of bit. Means let's say if I want to type this subnet mask, then what? I can type this way. Both are same, you know that. It's just another format. Okay. So when someone talking about prefix length, that means compulsory this. If someone talk about subnet mask, that means this. Previously, as a basic, what I told you, we have two different format, dotted decimal or slash notation. Okay. So this thing it is going to check. Means whatever the network we have. For that, if my router want to do routing, then it will check network is matching or not. How they able to match the network? According number of network bit. Right? Able to understand everyone? Okay. So from we can remember this way. And now again, why there is a new word? Why I'm not telling it is same like a subnet mask? Because there are other different length also possible. Once you understand the subnetting concept, you have the idea. It is not compulsory /24. It may be /26, /27, or maybe less like /20, 21, whatever. So how many things it is matching? I can explain more better example. Suppose in your router, you configure the routing already and you are able to see routes in the routing table. And you have this kind of multiple routes. Let's say one is 192.161.0/24. Second, let's say we have this 192.161.164/26. Then let's say we have 192.168. Let's say 80. /29. And now let's say I try to ping 192.168.1.1. So which path it will select? I have three different paths in my router. Think and tell me. It will use this path, or this path. /64. Other people?
/24.
/24.
Yep.
Okay. This is what, remember, all are network ID. It's not a 1 IP. Remember, guys, we can divide the big network into small part. So try to count this 26 bit in the network. So how many bit in the host? 6. According 6, what is the possible value? 2 power 6. What is that? 64. So one network is 0 to 63, and this is second network, 64 to 127. So in the 64 to 127 IP range, is this IP possible? No. That means this path is not able to travel this IP. Able to understand? This network not containing this IP. When I try to match 26 bit, so 26 bit from this network and 26 bit from this network, not going to match. Everyone able to understand? Let's say I'm doing slight change. Here I try to ping IP number 81. Then for better understanding, I can write here proper thing. Let's say what is a routing table, what you find? S, then network entry, then here AD value, and then what? Via. Let's say this I am receiving from router number 2. This, let's say, I am receiving from router number 3. And this, let's say, I am receiving from router number 5. This is your routing table entry. Everyone able to understand? When I run this command, like what? So IP route, I see this output. I have 3 different networks. I can't say all are same. Okay, these all are different network, and I am receiving update from different means I have 3 different paths. And now I try to ping this. So first of all, you need to find what is this IP part of which network. If let's say any one network, then no confusion. But if it is possible in multiple different network, then you need to take decision. So try to count and tell me. This counting already be done. 0 to 63 one network, but here it is a second network, 64 to 127. So 81 is part of that. Yes. 81 is part of this. Yes. It is /24 only. 0 to 250 all IP possible here. So according router, this network also possible. This network also possible. Count for this. /29. That means only 3 bit for the host. According 3 bit, 2 power 3, 8. 8 network range. That means 0 to 7, 8 to 15, 16 to 23, till way running what? 72 to 79 and 80. This is what again? Remember, I write the network ID. 80 to 87. That means this IP part of all network. Everyone able to understand? So if we have this kind of some scenario where let's say one IP part of possibility of multiple different network and all are having different entry. Then what router will check? Where it is matching more. So here 24-bit matching, here 26-bit matching, here 29-bit matching. It will use this part. That's why the concept here, prefix length is important. It is not compulsory subnet mask. That point I want to explain. I hope it is clear now properly. If anyone have confusion, you can ask me. You can take normal life example also. Let's say you want to go somewhere, you know the destination, but you don't know the path. Okay. So you are asking to someone, let's say when you are traveling, there is some crossroad come. So you need to go to left or right or straight. You don't know. You know the destination. Nowadays, no doubt, we have Google Map, we can search. But I'm just giving normal example. Let's say you ask someone and three different people telling three different paths. They're all possible. Right side also possible. Left side also you can go. Straight also you can go. Your destination will be possible with all three paths. Okay. Then what? Then you will decide your own decision that which person is more trustable. Getting it? One, let's say you ask your friend, or one, let's say you ask to the Google, or one, let's say you ask to the random person. Path visible, reachable from all three sides. Then what you will choose? Where you trust more. Which answer you trust more. Getting my point? Same here. All these three paths able to travel this IP. But which is more trustable? Where more matching. That is called prefix length. Okay. So here, just for your understand, I can write router always check prefix length to take forwarding decision. Yesterday we discussed the OSI, and there also we discussed the forwarding decision concept. But on that time, what very simple, only one path, and we are understanding the process. But let's say multiple path, then also we need to understand decision things. And if multiple path is there with different prefix length, then it will prefer highest matching prefix length path. Logically, I already explained, it is just for your understanding. Any confusion, anyone? There are some people. Anyone? Any confusion? No? Online people? Yusuf?
No, I'm good, sir. Thank you, sir.
Good. Right? So first point is what? Prefix length. Second point, AD value. Suppose we have three paths. Okay? All are telling me same network. Means what? Let's say I ask that path again, that example. Let's say you stuck in the crossroad, three different paths visible, and all three possible to reach my destination. And also I get the idea that all three paths are same in the distance. Okay. That is like what? Here all paths are same but different way. Then router is going to check this number. Remember we done the static floating routing. That you can configure two paths for the same destination, but you can change this number. And in that what? Lower number is like a ranking. 1 is good. As a money and value, 2, 3, 4 is better than 1. But as a ranking, 1 is better. Getting it? So here it is what? Like a ranking. Lower number is better. So let's say if we have same path, sorry, distance are same. But what? Let's say one path is proper highway. One path is small street kind of road. And one path, let's say, have lots of signal. Distance are same. Okay, I'm talking as a not this way. I'm talking at that example. Normal real life example. 3 paths you find and all 3 paths showing same distance. Then what you will do? You will check the path quality. Which path is better? Same here what? That is ranking. Let's say somewhere we have 5, somewhere let's say we have 10 or 20. Then what? It will choose this path. Getting it? So for AD value, what you understand? Like here, router always check prefix length. Now, after this point, if prefix length same, but still multiple path. Okay. Or in other word, let's say if multiple paths with same prefix length. Then here decision not possible. All things are same. Prefix length not able to decide because all paths are same. So it will check second number. So if multiple paths with same prefix length, then router will check AD value and prefer the path with lowest AD value. Again, this whole thing you don't need to read. Okay, you will get the notes right now. Just focus. And still, if you want to write, it is your choice. I'm just telling you. So is this point clear? Everyone confirm me. Right now, only we know the one default AD value of static routing. That is 1. We can change this, but that is what part of static only. But then we'll right now learn dynamic routing after this point. So you will get the idea different routing protocol have a different AD value. And according that, it will choose the priority, which path I want to use. Okay. And then what? Metric. The other word, other number you can see here always 0. Till now, whatever routing we done, you can also revise the recording and again notice. This part is always 0 according static routing. Because static routing is what? Manually. We already inform the path manually. So it is not going to check any other thing. But when it comes to the dynamic routing, then path will be find automatically. Configuration we require, but path it will find automatic. So on that time, this number also change, which is called metric. In which case it will check if this number also same. Means what? We have 3 different paths for the same destination and all are coming from same routing. Routing also same. Not only path distance, but path also same. Then what? You will see the option that in which path I can use which kind of parameter. Means what? Suppose, again, that crossroad, same example I'm continue. 3 different paths, all are going to your destination, all having the same distance, and all are, let's say, proper good road. No any street road, all are proper good road. But what? Let's say there are one road is actually officially highway, there is no speed limit, and one is a normal highway, speed limit is there mentioned by government. Or let's say one path only allowing for normal vehicle, bike and car, private vehicle, and one path separately for BMTC. Getting my point? So how you can travel on that path? That logic here you can compare with metric. Means routing protocol. Whatever we are going to learn, they also have their own different working mechanism. That is called metric. So if all thing is same, then it will going to check this. Maybe somewhere X, somewhere Y, somewhere Z. Just I'm talking random example, not X, Y, Z you will find. It's not like mathematics, suppose X. Okay. But we'll find some value here. So the same point I can mention. If multiple paths having same prefix length and same, so AD value also same, then router will check metric. And same thing, prefer the lowest metric value. So these 3 key points, if you remember, if you understand, then now we are able to understand dynamic route. So tell me guys, any question, confusion, doubt in these 3 points? Prefix length, AD value, and metric. Everyone confirm me fast forward. That we'll discuss now. Metric you will understand now. That's why I give that example of like speed limit. Otherwise, I can also take example. Let's say you can one path only allow for bus, one path only allow for car, and one path only allow for bike. So even same path, same distance, but still your timing will be changed to reach the destination. So that is what a different method, different approach to travel on the path. That is here in the routing protocol, we have metric. Technically, we'll understand. Logic concept is clear. Okay. So first point, in dynamic routing, we need to understand that different types of dynamic routing. So we have mainly 2 kind of dynamic routing. One is IGP. Okay, means dynamic routing, you can say protocol. So one is IGP and second is EGP. IGP is for interior gateway protocol. And EGP exterior. So what you need to understand, let's say static routing, we have limitation, what I told you. The bigger the topology, the more number of network, start complexity. It is not a scalable. For bigger topology, static routing will not suggested. If 10 router, that means what? All other 9 router know about the 10. And 10th router know about other 9. Means everywhere we require lots of routing. So we have dynamic routing. So here what understand? For bigger topology, if you have 3-4 router, indirectly efforts going same. to configure dynamic routing or to configure static routing. But for bigger network, and if we talk about bigger network, then let's say one company have multiple branch, or let's say one company have multi-floor building, and there are lots of router. Okay. So second example, let's say one company have multi-floor building. So there are lots of router, lots of network, but still all are internal. Floor 1 want to communicate floor 2, or floor 2 want to communicate floor 1 and 3, like that. But everything would remain internally. They are not communicated via internet. Getting my point? Let's say if I want to share some data from my this computer to third floor or to first floor, we have local connectivity also with the cable. Why I will upload in the internet and other than I will tell that download from the internet? Unnecessary wastage of internet data. And also we are getting slow speed. Compared to local data transfer, internet speed is slow. You know that. We discussed that point also. So anyway, let's say there is a bigger topology, but for internal, local, then we'll use IGP. And one example I told you, like what? One company with multiple branch. Then it is not same location. Different branch, obviously different location. It's not like one company branch, one branch, two branch in the one row. Right? Different city or different area, you will find extra branch. So they are not able to connect via local cable. They compulsory need to communicate via internet. So when you require this kind of two different local, then you will use exterior. Getting it? One local, internal, we have IGP. Here what external means what? For one local coming from outside. For second local, first is outside. For third branch, 1 and 2 outside. It is coming via internet. So for that is what is external. Getting it? And that word, what I told you logically, that is known as a autonomous system in technical word. One company, what I talking about, one local things with multi-floor building, or let's say multiple branch in the different location local. So that one section, one local scenario known as a autonomous system. Getting it? So here understand. Now as a IGP, if I explain technically, then what? Using, or you can say use for communication between multiple router of single autonomous system. And this EGP, you can say, used for communication between multiple router of different autonomous system number. Able to understand this point? Now for this IGP, as I told you, it is not a protocol, okay? Remember, it is a protocol category, types of protocol. Interior gateway protocols. So inside that, we have 2-3 different protocols. Like maybe you heard about like RIP, or we have EIGRP, and we have OSPF. And in the EGP, we have BGP. Right now, this 4 routing protocol is very crucial in your networking journey. But again, as a CCNA level, first you need to understand one company network. Then you can manage multiple different branch. That means for CCNA, we don't have this. It is just for your understanding purpose. This part you will learn in the CCNP. Right now we learn this part. External communication only possible once you able to handle internal communication. Okay. In other terms, let's say multiple branch network only you are able to handle if first you learn how to handle one branch network, then multiple. Okay. So we have this thing, RIP, EIGRP, OSPF. Now, as I told you, different routing protocol, that means different routing method. And that's why we have different routing metric. You can say one is bus, one is car, and one is bike. All are able to travel, but all are having different mechanism. And that different mechanism known as a metric. Okay. So if I talk about RIP, then what? It is a distance vector routing protocol. Means what? Only focus on distance, not checking path. Path is highway or street road. It will only check the distance. And like I take previous example, let's say we have multiple different paths with the same distance, but all our path is not same, just distance is same. Then also what? RIP will using all path. It will not check how much different scenario in that path. It is just checking distance. That's why nowadays it is not using. But it is easy to understand your dynamic routing concept. So we'll discuss briefly. Otherwise, right now it is, you can say RIP. RIP is RIP. Okay. But it's not like compulsory. There are always some rare case, exception. Let's say I can take Windows 7 example. Since multiple year, Microsoft already announced that I will not provide any update. I will not provide any support for Windows 7. Because then what? Windows 8 came, Windows 8.1, Windows 10, and now Windows 11 running. And in the YouTube world, Windows 12 also launching. They're giving lots of different videos. This is Windows 12 teaser and everything. Okay. But officially, right now, we have Windows 11. Right? But still, you will find that there are lots of different small kind of organizations which is still using Windows 7. Or let's say that kind of user who already learned computer during the Windows 7 and right now they're not comfortable in the new Windows 10 or 11, they're not able to understand. They're still working in Windows 7. Same way, officially RIP is RIP, but still someone using. Okay. So we'll discuss this. By chance, let's say you need to meet with this in your company, by chance you find this. So we'll discuss this briefly, how it is work. And EIGRP actually get promotion. They will become more advanced. So that also now Cisco make a part of CCNP. But that also I will show you briefly. But deeper things you need to wait for CCNP. And officially right now you can say OSPF we need to learn as a CCNA. Okay. So come back to this point. For RIP is what? It is a distance vector routing protocol and metric. What? How it will count distance? Obviously, it's not like kilometer. Okay. Let's say you want to do WhatsApp call. So it's not like if someone here in the Bangalore call going fast and someone you try to call in America, call going slow. Okay. For that calling, we are not counting kilometer distance or mile. Right? So here distance means what? Hop count. Hop count means what? One device to second, second device to third. How far away that device doesn't matter, but it should be connected. And how much network they need to change. If you remember our yesterday topology, we have 3 router, downside 3 switch, and all have 1 to 1 to PC. So total we have 6 PC, 3 switch, 3 router, 9 device. Okay, but according networking, we have only 5 network. 3 local network, one network router 1 and 2 connected, one network router 2 and 3 connected. Total 5 network. And from that also, it's not like if anyone travels, then it will travel via all 5 networks. It depends on path. Let's say PC1 want to communicate PC2. Both are locally connected. PC1 want to communicate PC3. Then what? Via router 1, router 2, then PC3. Getting it? So if some packet traveling from the source to the destination, how many network they need to change? That is hop count. Getting my point? Let's say if I try to open the Google. So it's not like Google server is nearby me. It's somewhere else. Right? We have different Google server for different country. So again, if they try to give the replay according distance, that means who are staying nearby the Google server, they got replay first. And who are somewhere in the distance, they not able to even open the Google page. It's loading, buffering. So on that time, our regular distance will not count. It is count hop count. Okay. Hop count means number of network between source and destination. So again, in deeper we'll discuss. Right now, I just want to explain type. So I'm just explaining that different routing protocol and that metric. So we'll get the idea what is this keyword. For EIGRP, it is known as a advanced distance vector routing protocol. Previously, normal distance vector, now what? Advanced distance vector. Means what? Not only focus on the distance. Distance is there for counting, but not only distance. It will focus on the other parameter. So again, that road example you can count. All 3 road are same, but also it will check which kind of road it is. All 3 distance are same, but which kind of road it is. How much fast I can run my vehicle on that road. That means what? Speed. Okay. So here what? Here we have metric is K value, or you can say 5K value. Just for understanding, what is that 5K value? So let's say K1 is known as a bandwidth. What is the speed you have? K2 is load. Let's say we have the highway to travel and there are speed limit, let's say mentioning 60 or 80. So no need to worry, we can go faster. But right now, when you're planning to travel, there are lots of vehicles. So again, you can't run that 60, 80 speed. You need to go 20, 30, 40, 50, depend on traffic. That is what? Load. How much load are there on that path? So only bandwidth also it is not checking. It will also check currently how much I can use from that. Able to understand? According that, it will count K3, that is delay. How much time it will take? K4 MTU. Sorry, K5 is MTU. K4 is reliability. That trust I told you. MTU we discussed yesterday. Maximum transmission unit 1500 byte. Right? So it is checking this 5K value and then take decision. Not just by checking distance, not just by checking the speed, but overall multiple different parameter which is imported to find source to destination route. Everyone able to understand? Here you can take example about distance, not only count, but how much broad or small road it is, street road or highway, give the example. In that, what is the speed limit? Right now, that road is free or having a traffic. Lots of things it will count. Getting it? And then it will take decision. As a router, you can say, you are connected with the fast Ethernet or gigabit Ethernet, or you are connected with the serial. Then, how much device traveling on the same network? Right now, you only on sending data, then you will get more speed. But let's say when you try to send data on that time, other 5 PC also downloading and uploading, then speed will divide. So that all logic going to check by EIGRQ. And according that you will find this Y value. And then OSPF. It is link state routing protocol. Means focusing on the link speed. Okay, and not only speed, status also. Again, indirectly, these 2 points. Link speed is, let's say, gigabit, but right now status is showing red color. Port is down. Means what? There is a highway. You are traveling on that part daily. So tomorrow also you, let's say, no need to decide the what path I will check daily. You will do use the set part. Now let's say you wake up on the morning and ready for the office and start using that path. And then suddenly you find there is a diversion, roadblock. That same thing here what? For router, cable and connection. That is a path. So path is active or not? Link status. Getting it? Then suppose path is active, but again, second point I told you, it is a free or having some load. Right now, how much speed they can utilize to travel. Same thing like EIGRP we have in the OSPF, but it is not counting this way. It is counting cost. Metric is cost. Cost means the amount or value required to reach destination. So now I can take one more better example. Let's say some more far away destination. You want to go to from here Bangalore to let's say Delhi or let's say US. For US mostly we have one option flight. So let's take an example about Delhi. Bangalore to Delhi you want to travel, multiple option. Bike, car, train, bus and airplane. For that, if you try to count distance, there are not much matter distance, right? Because it is a very far. 10-20 kilometer up and down doesn't matter. Let's say suppose if you're traveling via bike, then what? No, you don't need to follow the proper highway. You can go via inside the city and everything. And let's say you are finding 20 kilometer less. But via car, if you're traveling, then let's say mostly what? It is better that you can go bypass road, not inside the city because of traffic. That is, let's say, having 20 kilometer extra. And for train and bus, or let's say aeroplane, you are not focusing on distance, right? So indirectly, when we talk about very far away, then distance is the not main key to take a decision. On that time, what? Route and route status. That's why nowadays, mostly everywhere you find OSPF protocol. And that's why in the Ccna as a beginner also, this protocol you need to understand more better. Now here again, I'm explaining the cost. So in the cost, what again? Indirectly, if you focus on the speed, that will give you the time saving. Speed is more, less time. Speed is less, more time. So that is already it is checking. What is that link? But with the link, it will also check what? Cost. Means if I use any one path, how much it will cost me. Compared to bike, you can save time in the car. Compared to car, maybe you can travel easily with the train. Maybe time little up or down, but you can travel easily. You no need to drive. And compared to that plane, we can save lots of time. But plane, costly. So that is what? Cost. Not the money here, okay? But I'm just explaining that way. Here cost means what? Whatever one reference bandwidth that you can divide by interface bandwidth. In this also, if I give the normal real scenario example, same thing, let's say you are traveling to the Delhi, but you have some budget. You decided, according that budget, you will choose the path. So according that budget, if let's say trains comes in that budget, you will use that, or let's say plane comes in that budget, you will use that. So you are focusing on what? Cost. So as a router, as a network, how you count the cost? This. There are some reference bandwidth, that is what your budget. And what speed you can use. Okay? Both are bandwidth. Speed. Bandwidth means speed. Let's say you have 4 Mbps internet. That means what? 4 Mbps is bandwidth. Okay? So these are, we have 3 different routing protocol, and all routing protocol having different category and having different metric to count the path. And according that, you will able to take the decision. Okay. Now I just explain the comparison according what? Routing types. Now let's understand one protocol step by step with practical. So first, always we'll start with diffs. Okay. So now let's understand other point for RIP. So you can do easily practical. AD value for RIP is 120. Means let's say if you configure the routes with the RIP, then it will in background here showing the value of 120. RIP AD value is 120, and hop count I told you, in that maximum hop count supported is 15 only. Means let's say if I want to again configure 2030 network in one company, and that 2030 network connected not in one row, different way, like I told you, router 1, router 2, multiple different topology we discuss. Then what? RIP will work. It's not like total 16 network. Okay, what I'm saying? Distance. So from one PC, you are traveling, let's say network 1, network 2, network 3. That way, let's say you are reaching to network number 10, 11, 12. That all are able to reachable. But let's say from your PC where you want to go to destination, in between there is a 20 network. You need to change 20 network, then you reach there. Then it is not able to done by RIP. RIP have this capacity. Maximum hop count support is 15 only. Again, 15 means what? From the self router, 0 to 15. Sixteen hop is unreachable by RIP. Again, compared to static, it is having dynamic concept so easy, but still for a very bigger network, RIP is not good. So now let's understand how it will work. So I will take you to the packet tracer and let's do the practical. Zero will not use. 1, 2, 3. And having 3 PC in different network. So if you want to take a switch, you can. Otherwise, for one PC, switch is not compulsory. Which you know that we require if I want multiple devices. Okay. This kind of topology already we learned. But this time we'll do dynamic route. And there you will find logic is different. So let me connect. Able to see everyone? This time I will configure multiple network in one router. Now already you have the idea how to handle one or two network. So we'll do topology look like same, but in background I will use multiple network. So let's say this local network is like we have common 192.168.1.0. This let's say we have 192.168.2.0. This let's say we have 192.168.3.0. Then let's say we have loopback here. Loopback interface we discussed, right? So for router 1, let's say this is the IP. Now remember, as a real scenario, you will suggested, your admin also will tell, let's say if you are joining as an assistant or whatever, that loopback is what? Only single point interface. That kind of wording, if you remember. Loopback interface is what? Virtually, logically. It is not going to connect with other. So if I mention here, let's say 24 means what? 10.0.1. That is become network. And possibility of what? 0 to 255. While in that network, I am not going to configure any second IP. That means 255 west. Right? I can use this west less 28. 4 bit in the host. 2 power 4, 16. In one network, 16 IP possible. Again, I can configure one, other 15 west. I can use 30. 2 bit only remaining. 2 power to 4 IP possible. Still 3 wasting. Getting it? So here you will find mostly /32 as a loopback. That only this IP, single IP is network. /32 means what? All 32 bit need to match. And that is not possible, you know that. That means it is a single IP network. So for the loopback, you will find mostly this kind of scenario. Here, let's say 10.0.22. Here, let's say 10.0.33. This is what all router loopback. What? No, yeah, now it's become one single IP. Any other IP not going to match with this IP. When it will go to check all 32 bit. That is the main reason. And let's say router 1 and router 2 connected. That is our network like 172.16. Router 1 and 2 connected. So I'm using 12 network. And this side 172.16. 23, 2 and 3 connected. So topology is clear in your mind. So in every router, we have 3 network, right? Middle router, we have 4. One this side, one this side, one local, one loopback. So let's do this routing. And for that, we'll use dynamic, not the static. So obviously command will be different. So first, let me configure step by step. I will explain the command also. Right now, just focus what I'm writing. And before that also routing, we need to do IP address. We just assign the IP here as a design. We not configure in the device. So for that, we can use Notepad, copy paste. Manually, you can also type, okay, but here what network are going to remain same kind of range, only few changes. So it is better that you can do small changes in Notepad. Entire command, no need to write again. So first of all, what? Yes or no? Then enable, configure terminal, host name, interface, all why we have gigabit, no fast. Okay, PC we are not going to configure with command, only router. For your understanding, let me keep this way. Interface, gigabit, 00 for local, IP address 192.168.1.1. No shutdown, exit. Then second interface we have, interface, gigabit, 01, 172.16.12 and router number 1. No shutdown, it's also physical network. And then also we have what 255. Now forget about class. I already mentioned /24 means what? Okay. Remember in interview sometime they will ask not directly subnetting concept, but they will ask class full, class less. So if you are using any IP address with the default subnet mask, which is already decided by the class, like class A IP address with the /8 subnet mask, class B IP address with the /16 and class C with the /24. Then it is known as a class full IP. It is the part of by default class. But whenever you are using any IP where you are changing the subnet mask by doing subnetting, then that IP not part of any class. It is known as a classless IP. Getting it? So right now, you can say range is part of class B, but we are using /24. That means it is classless. Now, I can handle according my logic, my custom requirement. It is not part of class B. Getting it? And third interface, what we have? Loopback. Interface, loopback, 1. That is /32. So this also what? Classless. By default, class A 10 series, but subnet mask is not 255 only. It's a 4255/32. And it's a logical interface, so we not require no shutdown. Just exit. So first, this way we'll configure IP address everywhere, and then I will show you routing command. Copy this, router 1, paste. Clear? You can see previous thing if you want to see. Yes or no? Then enter, enable, configure terminal, hostname router 1, interface, IP address, no shutdown, exit, another interface IP address, no shutdown, exit, and loopback IP address, exit. Then this all are what? Notifications. Okay? Any confusion? So if you want to configure only one router, it is better you can type command manually rather than type in notepad and copy paste. But you can use notepad if you want to type command for multiple router, then you can do only small changes. Let's say router number 2. According router number 2, 01 IP is here. Sorry, 01 interface. That having network what? 172.16. So let me do one thing. That already we have here. Same interface, same network, just router number 2. This 00 is what? Local network. Then loopback. Then 022. Right? So only minor changes. My new second router command is ready. We change the host name, we change the IP, we change the IP and IP. Rest of command as it is. Also we have fourth network here. No need to type that as well. Okay. 0/2. Having network 23, router 2. That's it. Copy. Open the router 2 console. CLI. Full screen. Click. Paste. You can verify if you want. Yes or no. Enable configure terminal. Hostname router 2. 22 IP. 12 IP. 22 IP. 23. Everywhere IP will be 2. Indirectly, we got the idea by just checking IP address that it is which router IP. Whatever different IP you can see, but ending with 2, that is router 2. Here, whatever different IP ending with 1, it is router 1 IP. And then let's do the required changes for router 3. So this thing remain as it is. Hostname router 3. Interface 00 we have for local. 33. Then we don't have 01. So you can remove this. Loopback number 3. 33. Then 0/2 interface 23 network IP3. Done. CLI full screen, click paste. So now what you can check? Local ping is running. Then do the routing. Okay. Local ping means what? R1 able to ping R2, R2 able to ping R3, R1 directly not ping R3. That's why that we require routing. So first check local. Do ping right 172.16 series. In that router 1 and 2 connected, so 12 and router 2 IP. First packet will drop. In background, what it is doing? ARP, address resolution protocol, finding for IP and MAC. Remember that? If I try to ping router 3, network between 2 and 3 and IP of router 3, it will not ping. For this, we require routing. Let's go to router 2. Do ping. Router 1 able to ping. And router 3 also able to ping. It's a middle router. It's connected both sides. But again, where it will not able to ping, loop back. If router 2 try to ping router 3 loop back, that is not directly connected. And go to the router 3. That able to ping router 2. So local connectivity is properly fine. Now let's understand RIP command. So here command we have very simple. Compared to static routing, here we have easy. So now first of all you need to understand main core logic, difference between static and dynamic. Till now what we discussed, if you notice properly, we discussed dynamic routing concept like what? That going to check these all things. And we discussed the types of routing. Still, let's say if someone asks, what is dynamic routing? You don't know. Think properly. If I ask, what is dynamic routing? You are able to answer? Checking different route every time, no? Once the route decide, it will use the same. Okay, understand what I told you? We discussed the different key point to understand dynamic routing, and we discussed the types of dynamic routing. Now, main core logic, what you need to understand for dynamic routing, that it will find path automatically. In static routing, path we need to decide. We are specifying this is the destination network, this is the destination subnet mask, and this is your next hop. Path we are deciding. And in dynamic routing, path decided by routing protocol. So how that routing protocol work, that we discuss. But if someone asks what is only dynamic routing, what is dynamic routing? Then what you need to tell? That it is the process to find the path for destination automatically. Okay? Any confusion? So how they find automatically? We just need to give the list of network, not the path, just list of network. In background, they will do the each other communication via protocol. Again, repeating the comparison, static routing, we are specifying destination network and destination subnet mask and next hop. Path we are deciding. In dynamic routing, we just need to make a list of network. Path, routing protocol will find. And that routing protocol we discuss. Getting it? and list of what? Self network. In router 1, if I give the router 2 network list, no meaning. Getting it? So understand here. What is the network available in router 1? These three, 10.1, this 12 network, and this one network, right? Now, if it is a static routing, then I will not focus on this network and I will give the path for this network because it is not directly connected. Now, opposite. Whatever network router 1 have, just make a list. So that we need to do here. What protocol we are going to use? RIP. So command is router RIP, enter. And then make a network list. One network what we have? 192.168.1.0. Second network what we have? 172.16.12.0. And third network what we have? 10.0.11. Spelling mistake. Exit. That's it. This is your router 1 routing configuration done. Now do the same thing in router 2. In background, RIP protocol will do the process. What that process also I will explain, but first let me configure in router 2. Router RIP. Okay, router 2 network. What network we have? 192.168.2.0 local network. Then 172.16.12. Then other side network. And then loop back. 10.0.2.2. That's it. Now understand what things happen in background. We configure this command and here we configure this command. So now it is a routing protocol. What it will do? It will try to share this list to other router, whatever available. So right now we have three network, 1, 12 and 10.1. So this list, router try to share this side, router try to share this side. This side it will not able to understand because no RIP. Remember that ARP and ICMP. If available, it will reply. Otherwise, it will ignore the packet. So right now, PC will ignore the RIP packet. But this router have a RIP. Router 2, right now we configure the RIP. So they are able to understand the RIP packet. So what happens? This network list received by the router 2. And router 2 will check from this list, any list matching with me? Yes, one is matching. This and this. Right? If any list matching, then what? RIP will understand that, okay, we both are connected with this network. Other are different. You can see here 1.0 range, here 2.0, here 10.1, here 10.2, and 23 not even available. But what is common? This 12 series. And as a topology also you can see, it's connected via 12. So this how routing protocol will determine, will detect that, okay, we are connected with this because we both having this list. And so what? The other network, they will share here, and this other network share to router 2. And both having each other network ID. And that's how automatically path will be generated. Getting it? So now, if I conclude both comparison, so static routing, we need to specify the path. We need to ask for the path to reach somewhere. In dynamic routing, we are sharing, R1 sharing, R2 sharing. and then automatically path will be generated. Getting it? It's like what? Let's say static routing. You need to know that what kind of knowledge, what kind of nodes I have, and you need to ask, then I will share. That is what manually you ask, then I share. And second thing, I am sharing from my side directly without asking. That is automatic dynamic. Getting it? Any confusion? Let me show you the routing table of router 1. Okay, it is not look in good format. Let me do little broader. Able to see, guys, routing table properly? What you find? R. R for trip. So automatically in router 1, I got the path for network 2. I got the path for 23. Any confusion? And in router 2, I got the network 1 path automatically. You can see here 120. Then what I told you, AD value. And second number is metric, hop count. How far it is? 1 only. 1 network. So 1 hop count. So let's say this is my current topology. And as a static routing, again, if I add the third router, what I need to do? I need to add the routing here for 1 and 2. And also I need to go to 1 and 2, add for 3. All tasks in all device for any changes. That is not for RIP. RIP is a routing protocol for dynamic task. So let's say I'm adding this router in my topology. So go to the router 3. Again, run the command router RIP. According router 3, what network is connected? Already router 3 have idea. Local network. Then physical connected network. And then loop back. Then you can check router 2 network automatically receive in router 3. Well network also I'm receiving in the router 3. Well network is not connected with router 3, you know that. It is in between 1 and 2. And router 1 local network also I'm receiving. And you can check here. For router 3, if they want to reach here, only one network they need to travel. If they want to reach here, again only one network they need to travel. If they want to reach here, then network 1, network 2, then reach here. So you can see the hop count. Here 1 for router 2 local network, 3 to 2 and 2 local. But for 1, 3 to 2, 2 to 1 and then local. So 2 hop count. So this is your dynamic routing, simple and easy. Anyone find difficulty, then ask without whispering. Okay, tell me. Yeah, static, that means manually. Loop back. Good notice. Other people, you miss the loop back. For that we'll discuss. Right now, this trip is clear. Now, this is what I told you. Simple and easy, but still there are some problem. Like this girl's notice, loop back is missing. What is that? So, RIP is only by default support classical net. Okay. That's why you're not finding loop back. If you want that, we have in the RIP new update, new version. What you can do? Let me take you to the again router 1. Again go to router RIP. Everywhere, okay, you will see only local loopback. You are not getting other loopback. Loopback is right now not able to receive or share by RIP because by default normal RIP class full network only. So router RIP, here you can say version 2. And after that, you can run this command, no auto summary, that no need to mix. Whatever network is divided, subnetted, keep as it is, no need to mix. By default, it will mix. Classful network means what? Whatever the dividation, it will not count dividing. It will count as a one network only. That is summary, mixing. So I'm telling that, hey, RIP, start working with the new version and don't mix the network. No automatic summary. That command run everywhere. Router RIP version 2, no auto summary. Router 3, router RIP version 2, no auto summary. And now we can check the routing table again. Able to see loopback? Again, there are no any extra hard command. Just need to run the new version. We have two versions in the RIP, version 1 and version 2. Version 1 only for class full network. Version 2 support classless network also, but support, not by default. Again, if you just run the version 2 command, you will not find loopback. You also need to mention that according version 2, don't mix the network, no auto summary. So you will find the loopback number 2 and 3, which is /32. In router 2, so 2 is connected, 1 and 3 we are receiving. Router 3, one and 2 coming via RIP, 3 directly connected. Any confusion? Anyone? No. You can see the timer also. 11 seconds. Everywhere 11 seconds. But you know that this update is coming since multiple times. So what you need to focus? 12 seconds. It's not like just 1 second. 15 seconds. Focus this timer, okay? 20 seconds. 22 seconds. 25. Again 1. So what you need to remember? That updating concept. Like what I told you, if I am adding new things in old topology, I need to change everywhere if it is static. But here, even I'm adding new things, other router will get update automatically. That is why, because RIP will send update every 30 seconds. Remember. But exact 30 seconds, you will not find sometime in this software because what? Whenever you are running command, that 30 gone and become 1, 2 like that. It's just a timer, 1, 2, 3, 4 till 30, then again 1, 2, 3, 4 till 30, again 1, 2, 3, 4 till 30. So every 30 seconds, you will find new timer. But if you notice one more thing, above side, this network timer increasing. It's more than 2 minutes. Because it is an old update before we run the version. So now we update the version. So we're getting this all subnetted divided network. And this is what full network now not available. So if there are, let's say, new changes, update automatically in 30 seconds. But let's say if something removed, then what? Then it will not remove in 30 seconds. Why? Because it will wait. That maybe sometime connection slow, speed slow. Then what? Maybe after few seconds, I will get update. Getting it? If anyone attending online session from classroom people right now, then also will get idea. Sometimes Zoom connect, disconnect. But it's not like you need to start meeting again. After few seconds, if your connection is back, automatically meeting started. So same way it is what just waiting. That maybe we'll get new update after few minutes. And that is waiting time 3 minutes. So now let's say if I show you saying what? Possibly down. Timer gone. Here it is visible because it's only 2 minutes. During the explanation, 3 minutes done. And what you find? Possibly down. Getting it? And then this status, it will keep 1 more minute. That again like what? One more chance, one more try. That maybe we receive the update. So after possibly down status, 1 minute more waiting. Then what? Automatically this entry will be removed. You can keep checking. Still we have possibly down. Still we have possibly down. Wait for few seconds. But other update you can see it's changing. 25. It's become 5. So other all update I'm receiving every 30 seconds. But I'm not receiving this update because it's old. Now we are getting divided update because of subnetted version 2. And I'm not getting this update. So it will wait for total 4 minutes. 3 minutes just as a timer. And then it is saying possibly down. And then 1 minute more waiting. Let me check. It is not going still. So maybe sometime tools simulation have issue, but just you can check. Still it is there. Yeah, that you can do. And now check. Gone. That 10:00 entry automatically gone. I'm not doing anything. Possibly down here, it's gone. Only 10, 1, 2, 3. 10:00 gone. So these few timer you need to remember. Okay. So total we have 4 timer. One is what? Update timer. 30 seconds. Second is hold down timer. Waiting. How much time it will wait? If no update, 180 seconds. Okay. And then what? That possibly down, which is actually known as a plus down time. Plus down meaning no need to explain. Okay. So that is 240 seconds, 4 minutes. Any confusion?
Yeah, one thing I know.
Yeah, tell me.
Here, ID value is 120 by 2. 2 is called hope. I understood.
2 is a hope count. Yes.
What
Metric.
is 120?
What is?
120.
120 is AD value.
AD
2
value.
is the metric. Administrative distance. Like I told you in the static, we have one. Trustworthiness. We discussed already AD value, right, everyone? Here. This is the AD value. First number is AD value. Second number is for metric. Okay.
Okay.
When protocol they detect for the protocol already that value is fixed. If they found static route, they count AD value 1. If they found RIP, then it will AD value 120. Anyone, any confusion? No. So now we can discuss one more routing protocol if you are ready. Otherwise, we can end here. Do this practice and then tomorrow. So we discussed dynamic routing, different parameter, comparison between static and dynamic routing, and inside the dynamic routing, one RIP protocol with the practical. This thing we learn today. We have time. If you are ready, then I will show you second protocol. Otherwise, do this practice, second protocol tomorrow. Everyone tell me. Practice. EIGRP. Tell me everyone. Tomorrow. Yeah, it is small. Okay or not? Confirm. Okay. Okay. So I will remove the rip here, but what I want to say here still some problem which is not visible. One thing already told you, hop count limitation 16. 0 to 15, that way 16. Otherwise, actual 16 number hop count unreachable. And second thing is what? That even there is a route share between each other. I don't know. I need to check manually. Okay. What I want to say in that way manually means what? Here, REAP is sending update everywhere. Like I told you, it will send this side. Then PC will deny. It will send this side. Here we have REAP. It will accept. But as a security, if you try to think, then let's say in this router, how many network we have? That update, why I need to travel on the user side? Getting it? Everyone? Able to understand? Otherwise what? Let's say if it is not a normal user, it is some other kind of user which have some extra IT knowledge. Then they will get idea about entire company topology, which is not good. So these 2 points. And third point is what? Distance. It's not like just a 0 to 15 count, but also it is focusing on only distance, not other things. Means let's say, suppose I have 2-3 more router and this way I have connection. And let's say this is fast Ethernet and this is gigabit. And let's say I want to send 1 GB data. So here what? We have 2 hop count, 1 and 2. Then I can send. So 1 GB data according fast Ethernet, it will take 10 seconds. 100 into 10, 1000. 10 seconds here. And within 20 seconds, my data reach here. Hop count is what? 2. Here hop count is what? 1, 2, 3, 4. Hop count is 4, but still, how much time it will take? 1 GB and 1 GB speed. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Within 4 seconds, my data reach here. That is not able to detect by REAP. REAP only focus distance. And according that, it will choose this path as a best path, which is not good nowadays. Getting it? So this 3 problem is there, which is not visible. But in background, it is affected. What 3 problem? Tell me again, guys. One by one. Security issue, everyone getting update, not required. Then hop count only for small network and distance. Only focus on distance. And now one more last problem in the REAP. 4th number. Every 30 seconds. Let's say no doubt there are some update changes and it will send 30 seconds. But let's say there are no any changes, still every 30 seconds sending update. That is what? Wastage of data and bandwidth. If I add some network, that it will sending update, that it will sending update, okay. But there are no any changes. Then also every 30 second update is there. Getting it? So for this point, we have PIGRP and OSPF both. OSPF you have in your course, so we'll discuss deeper tomorrow. PIGRP, just for understanding purpose, I will run the command and I will show you right now. So what we'll do, we'll remove the RIP. Now understand all command, if you remember, I run under the RIP, right? So for removing, I only have one command. No router rip. That's it. Rip remove. Here also you can see this whole thing. Version also inside the router rip. Network also inside the router rip. So if I want to remove the rip from the global, directly just run one command. Different thing. Wrong thing pasted. It is copied long before. Still it is there. I copied this. Small changes. Host name router 1. Network 1 loopback 1 gigabit 1 12.1. No router rip. Router 2. No router rip. And router 3 already we run, right? Yeah. So rip removed. You can check the routing table. Only connected. RIP network gone because RIP protocol removed. And for EIGRP, we have mostly same command, but just no need to specify version. EIGRP already launched with the latest features. So let's start from the router on itself. Router EIGRP. So one thing you need to remember here that EIGRP will not directly run and enter. It will show you this incomplete command. EIGRP having one extra number, which is AS number. So here you need to specify that EIGRP you are running for which branch. Like AS number I told you, single AS or multiple AS. So if you want to configure same protocol in different branch, but still you want that network remain separate. Branch 1 network not able to by default directly communicate with branch 2 or branch 2 not with branch 1. Only after that external things. Not directly. So we can specify with the number. Right now, let's say I'm using 10 number. So this is one thing extra. Instead of version, here we have AS number. Rest of thing as it is. Let's say no auto summary first. Version not required. But I already telling that don't mix the network. And then what? 192, sorry, network keyword. 192.168.1.0. Okay. Then network 172.16.12.0. Okay. Now understand. Here, instead of version, you can specify here subnet mask, wildcard mask kind of. That this network, if you want, remain separate from this common network. This is common network class B. But we divided with this point like /24. So that subnet mask is what? This way. That same thing we are doing in the static routing, network ID and subnet mask. But here we have slight difference. Like instead of subnet mask, we have one more concept that is wildcard mask. Totally opposite of subnet mask. What is that? So here, wherever you find 255, make it 0. And wherever you have 0, 255, opposite. That is called wildcard mask. It is just a EIGRP format, you can say. In background, you can remember subnet mask, no worry. But when you want to type in the EIGRP, it's a reverse. Then for network, 10.011 loopback, all bit on in the subnet mask. Here, all bits off. Now let me take you to the router 2. Router EIGRP number need to match Otherwise, EIGRP count that it is the different branch network and they not allowed to communicate. Like we have WhatsApp group, we can divide the network, we can divide the member, same here. And then not a summary. And then network. According router to what we have, router to local network. Here I am not typing wildcard mask. Why? Because it's a class full. Even if I not count subnet mask, wildcard mask, by default it is the full network. But if it is a divided classless network, then compulsory either subnet mask or wildcard mask. Means in background you need to remember subnet mask, but during the typing you need to type opposite. But for this classful network, you no need to remember that I'm talking. And if you notice here, we got the notification. I no need to check the routing table that do I receive the network or not? Is my router start communicate with other router or not? Because you got the notification. When I type this network, it is telling that you are become neighbor with 12.1. Who's 12.1? Router 1. Other network, what we have in router 1? 23. And then loop back. And go to router 3. Sorry, not RIP. No. And router EIGRP 10. No auto summary. Network. According router 3, we have this. And then we have. And whenever I press enter, I got the notification that you are connected with router 2. But still don't forget to apply other network. What we have? Only loop back, right? Already we get the notification, but still if you want to see the routing table, you can. Let's check from the router 1 only. Do show IP route. I am router 1. So 1 is directly connected. 2 and 3. Okay, 3 is that by mistakenly I configure, right? Router 3 command. Let me remove that. No interface loop back 3. By mistakenly I copy paste the router 3 command. That's why it is showing. Again check. So now it is receiving from router 3. Previously it is showing connected. Okay. Then 12 network directly connected. My IP 12.1. 23 network. I am receiving via D. D is for EIGRP. Number not visible. Okay. Classroom people, if you miss that because of change resolution, then you can see previously it is showing connected 10.3 loop back. That is what, because of I already copy paste that command. So it is counting local. But when I remove that, okay, I don't have loop back, then it will start receiving update from router 3. And second thing, what I'm talking, the D is indicating for EIGRP. We have R for RIP, S for static, O for OSPF. But for EIGRP, we have D. Why D? In background, EIGRP using the dual algorithm. And that dual algorithm responsible to make a neighborship and share the router. So it is indicating D. Okay, remember this. So this is how our EIGRP is going to work. Lots of detail is there, but wait for the CCNP. It is, I just show you briefly that if someone asks how to run EIGRP, still you have basic idea now. Not a summary command is there. Network keyword and network ID is there. If network is classless, divided, subnetted, then you need to add wildcard mask. Any confusion? Online people? Is this clear? Prakash, Sriram, Tanvir?
Okay, clear.
Yeah. So tomorrow we'll discuss OSPF. Okay. But that will go slowly because there are lots of options there. It is just what RIP is RIP and EHRP you will find better in the OSP, CCNP. So we'll go briefly understanding. Tomorrow we'll discuss lots of point in OSP. So with that, bye-bye guys. We'll meet tomorrow.